Alrighty folks, we're back after a much longer trip than expected. So we had to go get, we didn't have to go get those. We had to go get one of these. So this is a punch tool for your irrigation. This punches, you basically just hold it, poke a hole in the distribution line, and then you've got these little fittings. I'll show you here in a second. But basically like these, so these barbed connectors, it's going to look just like this side on both sides. And then you're going to punch the hole, stick the fitting in the 1/2 inch, and then your poly line, this is where the poly line, the emitter line as they call it, comes into play. So we stretch this out. We've got about 3 feet per tree. I think I've got 1,000 feet. That's 100 feet, so 200 feet. Yeah, so I've got plenty to use, about 3 to around about 4, not a whole lot difference, but we're going to try to utilize just as much as we need. These are for, purchase these are double-sided goof plugs. So obviously that sounds like something I might need. Eventually, if I poke a hole in the wrong spot, then I can use these to patch it. So hopefully we won't need these. I'm going to throw them in the bin. What we are going to do though, go ahead and snip that off. I don't like those little kinks in there like that. So now we've got to find a rainbow fittings that we need. Need these. These are the emitters. So these are 1 gallon per hour. As you can see. It's got the barb connector there, plugs in. You can see that says, I don't know if that'll zoom where you can see it, but 1 gallon per hour. You can get the 2s as well. If they get older, I may need to do 2. I'd rather just keep the 1 and just slow water them, leave it on for longer. Oh, here we go, right here. Got the Rainbird 1/4 inch barb couplings. That. Go ahead and count out 6 of these so we don't carry the whole bag over there. We know we're going to need 6. There's 6 for that. We're going to need 6 of these emitters. 4, 5, 6. Now we can move on. So we'll do that one last. We'll work our way back down. We'll have to do that one just a fuzz different than the other ones. Same concept. Well, it's a pretty day out here. That wind feels great. But it's a lot more steps walking back and forth through this thing over and over and over than I was anticipating. So here we go. We're going to need one of these guys, one of these guys. Probably need to get a bag for those. What we're going to try to decide here is how much emitter line we need. So if we tie into it, let's say somewhere here, let's say we need about that much. Just to give us, like I said, always give yourself a little extra. Don't ever just do it to the exact amount. anytime you're doing anything pipe for the most part, it's important to give yourself some expansion room. Those are gonna poke on like that. This poke on like that. And then all we need to know from here pretty much is where we're gonna put it. So let's go right there. All right, so to be honest, I forgot the one tool that I went back that whole drive for. Forgot it again. I mean, there's no great way to carry this. You hold it wrong, it pokes you. So here's what we're gonna do. We just poke this in right here. And you don't want to stick it through the other side. So now you got your little hole. Just stick the barb connector in there. Like so. Hope we didn't come out on the other side. Lessons learned, I guess. So let's do this. Let's make us a little trough. Now that'll drip right there, hopefully where it's supposed to. Get our pieces for the other 5. We may have to use one of them goof stops right off the bat after poking nearly all the way through. Same concept here. Let's cut us what we think we're going to need. Barb connector. Check for expansion. Yep, I like that. Not the easiest thing to push in, but no hill for a climber. That's how you lose a piece that you thought you may have needed. Hard to believe that's not going to leak, but I'll go with it. There we go. straighten that one up just a little bit. Like I'm that crooked. Much better. No, I think I like it on this side. Just go directly opposite of the first one I done. Sounds like something I'd do. And we're there. The curl factor out of it, you gotta know where that's gonna go. You can utilize that stake very nicely. What kind of grass that is, but it's what I'm going to consider annoying grass. Did not expect to have to keep weeds out of these things quite as frequently as I think I'm going to have to. Once they get a couple years old, the mulch can dissipate. The tree will be fine. There won't be a whole lot of grass under it at all that you got to worry about, and you don't have to keep mulch under it. Make a little trough, let it sit, cover it up. Ouch. It's ready to bite you. It's a baby killer. All right, 2 more, and then we get to turn it on and see just how many leaks we're going to have. I'm assuming this is just designed to where it all expands, and you might not have any leaks. But we'll never know until we get the water on. They always say the best way to find a leak is to turn the water on. Square that off just a fuzz. Might go up here with this one. So I guess it helps to kind of squeeze, I've noticed. Otherwise you'll collapse it like I did that first one. And as you push it in there, thinking you need to be pushing it harder, you're actually causing yourself problems. Cover that up. One left, for this row at least. Got a full 8 rows left. So this is the one I was saying we have to do a little bit different. As you can see, we're going to need to, it's up there, we pull the slack out of it. We don't want it to get too far this way, so we'll put it over there. Probably be the best location for it. So always remember, if you give yourself for expansion on the last row, then if anything, you're going to pull that slack out right there, that bow I've got in it. I would unstake it, flip it over the tree, and then straighten it out, getting myself 6 or 8 inches. The problem is everything from this bow starts moving this direction. So if I put the emitter, let's say I put the emitter here, and then I start moving it this direction with problems, I'm going to run out of space. But now if I put it up here, then as I go, as it stretches, it's just going to move me farther, so I can just bend it around and keep it right at the tree where I need it. Last but not least, you know what I'm really worried about? I'm worried about that connector at the top. That's the biggest concern I've got. Got lost it again. See, I bought a spare this time, so we'll see what happens. What's up, Cambo? You live? We're fixing to turn the water on here. See how many leaks we've got.
Hopefully not.
So we're gonna ease it on first. Let's go look at this upper connection first before I just slam pressure on it. Nothing yet, which I didn't have it on hardly any. There's a couple different options here. Not sure the best one, but let's push that sucker in there as far as I can. We'll see what it does. Neo's mad because he normally has a rope or a dog rope, chew toy, big long one, hanging from that tree, but he's ripped the rope out and I hadn't had time to put the cable up, so it's on my list of things to do. Let's try it, folks. Best way to figure it out is turn it on. That's about a third, maybe a half. Get some water out of that one. It's probably gonna blow the end off of it, I'd say. Oh, that one's got a little water in it. Nothing there. Had a little bit there. I'm gonna say it's still probably filling up. We should get full, or should I say continuous flow out here first, depending on leaks, etc. Make sure we don't blow the end off of these things. They've got pressure reducers and things if you need them. I don't think I'm gonna need them, but I also can't promise that. I mean, I intend on throwing on, say, 2 to 3 rows at a time when I'm watering, hopefully 3 at least, get it knocked out. So here we go, we got a leak. I reckon why that one's leaking randomly. So see, we'll have to address stuff like that. Good thing I got those dummy plugs. Let's put the pressure to it and see what happens. See, this one's leaking as well. Which, if they're just slightly leaking and everything's working fine, I'm okay with that, because I really don't see this type of line being great. I mean, that is awful. Maybe let's just go out on a limb and say that I didn't seat these all the way, and pretend what happens if I do. So that one's all the way seated now. Maybe I've got the same problem with all of them. Maybe you gotta give them all the business and seat them. Honestly, didn't think I was gonna have to seat them that far in. Some elbow grease on that. Well, I'm assuming we're going to get some water out of these. nothing there as well. Well, folks, I'm going to try to troubleshoot this, give it a few minutes, see if it catches up. It's hard to believe we've got water to the emitter. Unless I've got a main here, I may have turned it off. I don't think so though. Oh, got some rain at the start. We got a lot of silt in here. I thought this was a leak to begin with. Main's on. What's up, Neo? Get this silt out of here. And there we go. So that's free. Alrighty, folks. See, we got a little pushback off that fitting there. But like I said, if it'll do its thing as needed, then we won't need to change it. But for some reason, we don't have any water coming out of them. It's blowing my mind. There's pressure everywhere. No water yet. Nothing? Huh. Well, folks, I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit and see exactly what's gonna happen, and I'll update you guys as I get an answer. But as of right now, I really don't know. If you do happen to know, put it in the comments. I'd love to know.